The Man with Two Brains.
This is one of the funniest films I've ever seen. I'm a huge Steve Martin fan. I love the fact his films, the comedy, it's not built on being vulgar, it's not built on being horrible, he's just silly. And this is just as good as stuff like Dirty Rotten Scoundrels or Parenthood, or my favourite film of his, second to this, which is Bowfinger. He is Dr. Michael Hfuhruhurr, a man who falls in love with a horrible, horrible woman.
Played by Kathleen Turner.
In a role that's basically sort of like a jokey take on the role she played in Body Heat a couple of years earlier. He then goes off to, I think it's Paris, to a conference, and he falls in love with Alma Mahelmahay. I think I've got her name right.
Yeah, Mahelmahay. It doesn't roll off the tongue. Mahelmahay?
Mahelmahay? Something like, there's lots of M's in it, I think I remember.
Well, they're instantly attracted to each other because they know how to spell each other's names.
Yeah, that's the start, and they fall in love, and he decides that he's going to put her brain in his evil ex-wife's body. The Scum Queen. That's a brilliant line where he throws her into the mud and goes, "Into the mud, Scum Queen." I just think this is fun. It's a mad take on the Mad Frankenstein movies, and it's funny and it's sharp, and it's just so many brilliant visual gags, like the finger sucking scene where he's in the hospital and she just has a finger in his mouth. He's just stood there and the guy's walking on. "You're shaving her? Is that a little heart? This is a brain operation."
Yeah, the whole movie is sort of based on all these like funny gags. I mean, he's walking around dressed in his white sort of surgical outfit, and someone puts like bunny ears on his head, so he's walking around looking like a rabbit. And it's just silly.
Oh, it's so funny when the doctor who was going to do the brain operation, David Warner, says, "I have been able to put a brain into the body of a gorilla," and Martin just deadpans, "I couldn't fuck a gorilla."
Yeah, like that's the problem there. That's the ethical error.
I couldn't fuck a gorilla. It's so funny. It's such an easy watch as well. It's only like 85 minutes.
That's the problem, because every film feel like 90 minutes is too short, and they all have to be like 2 hours or over 2 hours. You'll have a comedy, and just as an example, I'm going to say like Trainwreck, where it'll start off really funny and it'll end really funny. But then they need something in the middle because they can't sustain the comedy for that long, so they put this really serious story drama in there, and it just sort of takes away. I love this movie because it does stick with what it is. It doesn't feel the need to sort of roam off into a drama. It's just comedy. It's slapstick. It's funny.
Yeah, it's a slapstick, silly comedy. He was such a he's not now, obviously, because he's a lot older now and he can't do that stuff anymore. But back in the day when he was younger, he could just do physical comedy brilliantly. You know, as good as someone like John Cleese or Charlie Chaplin. He could do all the weird visual stuff like the back flipping and stuff. He was brilliant as a stand-up. You know, he could do the banjos. It's fantastic. It's a 5-star film for me. I just love it. I think it's so funny. And as Rick says, these days when comedies feel that they like Trainwreck, which is really good. Amy Schumer's fantastic, but when they stick a story in about her dying dad, it's like, what's the point? That doesn't really. There's no need for that in this story about a woman who just likes drinking and sleeping around. There's no need for a big drama right in the centre.
Taking nothing away from Trainwreck, it's a good movie. I just don't like the fact that all movies now don't feel like they can be 90 minutes. Some of the best movies ever made are 90 minutes, but these days it feels like everything needs to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and there's just no need for it now. Short and sweet is what the best comedies are. So yeah, 5 stars for me. I love it. It's just as good as Bowfinger. It's, even better than stuff like the really acclaimed stuff that he did, like Roxanne and Planes, Trains and Automobiles. It's just, it's a classic, and it's just so funny, and everyone can watch it.
Yeah, I do really enjoy it. I'll give this movie a 4 out of 5. It's definitely very funny. Like Andrew said, it's classic Steve Martin. He's not able to do this stuff, sadly, anymore, but this was his prime. He's great. He's so funny, so entertaining to watch. The way he just deadpans everything. Even though the movie's old, you'll still be laughing out loud at it.
Yeah, you will. It's timeless. It's just a timeless Mad Frankenstein horror movie.
If you haven't seen The Man with Two Brains, definitely check it out and let us know what you thought of it in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.
Thank you.